I still haven't. Yeah, I'm only on episode like 12.
All right, let's do it. Playing the music. I got the trade. Yep, it's on, baby. Trade season. Tuesday night trade. We've got Dom, who's acquired Julian Edelman, Keenan Allen, Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison, a 7th round pick and an 8th round pick, and he's given to Donovan David Johnson, Austin Ekeler, Terry McLaurin, Brandon Aiyuk, a 4th round pick, and a 10th round pick. And now we hear from them.
You want to go first, Dom?
Yeah, sure. I can go first. So, from my draft, you could probably see that my team was pretty deep. So I knew 100% that I was going to be using that depth to trade up for better players, which was my strategy from the start from acquiring all these players. You're only going to be able to take 6 players into the next season. So I figured my ability to maximize the quality of those players was probably the most important thing. So I looked at everybody's teams and I was like, I guess I could try to fuck Q, but then I was like, this kid's had too much already. And then I looked at Ked's team and I was like, I know he wants Terry, but I just didn't feel like he was going to part with Kittle or Ridley, which was probably where I wanted to be at on his team. And then out of the blue, Donovan messaged me for Terry, and I'd kind of forgotten that he wanted him. And I paused over his team for a few minutes, and I was like, I'm getting Dalvin. And Terry was the perfect bait for that because I initially wanted Keenan, and I knew 100% he wasn't going to accept Terry for Keenan straight up. So then the other bait that I offered, which is probably the worst part of the pick, but depending on how things go next season with the draft, I offered him a fourth round pick so he could keep potentially Shark and Terry and have that extra 4th round pick, because we're really not sure how the draft is actually going to look like next year. Because are people actually going to risk not keeping good players at the top end of their draft in hopes that maybe someone good doesn't get kept and fall to them? It's a big question. I think the big questions around the draft are ultimately why I wanted to cement my 6 players in key. And Dalvin just got signed his new contract, so that's what I want. Keenan just got paid up big, and he's got a new quarterback that apparently likes to throw to him, even though I understand Mike Williams is out. As for Ekeler, I mean, it was just had to be done. Eckler's great. He's gonna be a star. He also got paid up. So, and Ekeler in the 10th was just basically what I needed to give up to give Dalvin. Now, Donovan was a pretty big stickler. I tried to go low for a little bit, but Dono values his players pretty high. I knew that going in, that I wasn't gonna be coming out the value guy on the trade in general, just because that's not how Dono trades. So I basically got the 7th and 8th round pick to boost some of my keepers, because I've got Lamar in the 8th and A-Rob in the 8th. So I got my extra 8th round already, so I don't have to waste any value on keeping him in the 7th. And then I've got a lot of options, whether it be Raheem Mostert or some of my middling keeper, basically my last keeper spot I kept open for that 7th round pick. And if Dalvin gets hurt, I got Mattison in it, so it's not gonna bum my chances there. And we initially talked about giving up Austin and Kelly, but I upgraded that to DJ to him just because I had Mostert, and Kelly will be fine for a flex play if I need him. I think that's everything.
Yeah. So yeah, it started off really small and then got really, really big, which was kind of funny. So it went from, yeah, exactly like you said, and then for a while it was really stagnating on I think it was Ekeler, Kelly, and Harry for Dalvin and Keenan. and I didn't really like that, even with pretty similar picks being talked about. So eventually it ended up I wanted to move away from Kelly, even though he would be good to shore up that backfield. I wanted an RB1 somewhere else so that I could plug and play whenever.
Go Rays.
Um, I traded Dalvin in the same exact way I traded Saquon. I want to have some options at the beginning of the draft, and Ekeler in the 10th is really, really good value, stupid good, and he's only a few RB spots behind Dalvin right now. The rest is chance. David Johnson's been doing just fine and provides me RB depth that I really need, seeing as my RB3 was Mark Ingram. That sucks ass. And then on top of that, I mean, I didn't really care about Keenan or Edelman because pretty soon they're going to be insignificant.
Whoa.
I mean, it's good for Dom now. I mean, Keenan Allen's 28, or maybe 29.
You don't give someone $80 million, you don't think they're going to play.
I mean, he'll play. But Justin Herbert might not be the starter for very much longer just because Anthony Lynn has a huge cock ready for Tyrod Taylor. And the NFLPA is going to want him to play after how he was wronged. So there's going to be some pressure from outside sources there too. And with Tyrod, he was absolute ass. In the future, maybe he'll be fine. I mean, Justin Herbert loves him. But I really wanted to get rid of Keenan, so I was fine with that. Keenan for Terry, pretty much. Dalvin and Mattison got me Ekeler and David Johnson, and Edelman was brought up at the last minute to get DJ, and then Dom just wanted a better pick, so I went from giving what was I going to give, a 9th for a 7th?
Yeah, you upgraded my 9th to a 7th.
It was originally going to be a 9th and an 8th. He wanted a 7th. So I was like, fine, I want DJ instead of Edelman.
Yeah, I think that was a win-win there. Like, I didn't mind Edelman. Like, apparently Cam still can throw the ball. Apparently, I don't know. It'll be fine if he needs to fill in. He's not my starting lineup.
Just inconsistent is the problem. I needed points from him.
Yeah.
He didn't give them to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think the area of contention in the whole thing was people having different opinions on how much value that 4th round pick has. And I think that 4th round pick at best is probably a flex position. And I think I can draft.
Me, it's a lot.
I think
it's Chark, Terry, or David Johnson.
No, exactly. For you. But for me, I was always planning on trading away Terry, and I'm probably not going to keep DJ. Like, that just sounds like a waste. So I could have either like my 4th round pick or use that as leverage somewhere else, and that's what I did. I mean, now looking at my keeper squad, it's Lamar, Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, and one of Jonnu Smith, DJ Moore, or Robert Woods. It's like, I don't know what else you could really want. That's
a different strategy.
Yeah. Well, we're the perfect trading partners because I'm looking for now value to round out my top squad, and you're looking for more later value. That's what makes us good trading partners.
I just think that with my approach, like, I really went harder on keeping my squad. It's like the same thing with the Saquon thing, like keeping it competitive now with better value later. Pretty much sums up my trading strategy consistently through this season and last, kind of.
Well, I mean, not to dog the trade, because I definitely think you came out with more value. It's like, I don't think trading away Dalvin is necessarily making your team a more win now squad. even if you're
I
trading.
think that getting the depth I did is way more important to a win now team in a COVID season with lots of injuries.
Yeah, and that's something I really didn't have to worry about that much because of the depth that I had from the draft. Yeah. Okay, let's hear from spectators.
Yeah. It's time.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Who's up, Alec or Coop or Danny?
Coop.
Coop.
You.
What are you up?
Go, Ted.
Me?
That should be
You've
Cat.
never gone first. You got to go first.
That's true. I don't go first. Yeah, I have no problem going first. I don't know. I feel like this trade is pretty even based on what they want to do. Like Dom, like they both said it. Like Dom went after a lot of current value when you look at like Dalvin Cook. I mean, he got the best player involved in the trade, right? So, he got Dalvin Cook, and then the value of Julian Edelman and Keenan Allen probably debated. Depends on the week if you ask, whoever based on what week. So those were both kind of just like pieces that are pretty good. That it's just depth. But I mean, getting Dalvin Cook, that's pretty much what he wanted to do. So he fucking did it. And Ekeler is great value, but he's like not the best player. Dalvin's the best player. So there you go on that. Keenan, Terry McLaurin, they're honestly pretty close. I mean, if you compare them, they're both good players with shitty QBs that get volume. What do you want to do? I don't.
Are you telling me
pretty
you don't
much.
like Herbie?
Neither offense is blowing the fuck. I see them pretty equally. I mean, Terry's younger, way younger, so that's the dynasty thing for sure. I mean, Terry is in his fucking second year. And then the picks, I mean, the fourth is a lot, but you got seventh and eighth. You upgraded to 10, to get to 8, so it counteracts it a little bit. It's whatever you got to do to get the trade done, right? And if you have the best players, who the fuck cares about a 4th round pick? Like you kind of saying.
Yeah, I think Coop and I actually have a similar strategy on just the keeps. It's like the value is important, but having the best players just tends to win you games.
Yeah.
Even if you have a bunch of value all over the place, those are the people you want. The people that can fucking score you 40 points in a game.
Yeah, you want to get the best players and then go and draft Deontay Johnson or some shit.
Yeah, well, he's my man.
Yeah, Deontay.
Yeah, whoever can go now. I think it was pretty even.
Okay,
though. I
so-
guess the final thing is it was pretty even. Based on whatever their goals were, that's what made them good trade partners, like Dom said.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I don't think it's necessarily a bad trade for anyone. Honestly, I kind of think what happened was I feel like Dono is a little too hot-handed on trading up his top keeps from this year, right? Because obviously he got rid of Saquon with his first trade. Now he got rid of Dalvin with the second trade. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too into it, but what I think happened was I feel like Dono, you didn't come away from the draft super happy with your team, and I feel like you feel like that was because you didn't have those top spots to get players, right? Because you were locked in to your guys. And now this draft, you want to make sure that you have those top spots available so you can draft them, right? But I just think that a lot of it comes down to the value is going to be so different in this draft compared to last draft that I'm not necessarily sold on having those super high keeps compared to having good keepers. So, but I mean, you still got good value. You still have Ekeler, so that's really good. Who'd you get? Terry? Yeah, Terry's really good, obviously, for Dynasty. But yeah, I mean, it's just different strategies, right? It's similar to what Alec and I did. Obviously Dom's trying to win now. He has Dalvin. You're trying to play for the future. You have Terry, Ekeler. So I don't know. I think it's a good trade.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any dissenting opinions from what everyone's been saying. It does seem pretty even. They have their own reasons. If I had to pick a side of the trade I like more, definitely be Dom's. Just going through it. I don't love Keenan. He's a bit older, so I don't know that I would want to keep him personally. But he has been good for a long time, so no complaints. Edelman, just Edelman. You're trading with Dono, so you know Dalvin's gonna get hurt this week. So you got his handcuff. You got Mattison.
Dude, if that
so-
I got the
happens,
cuff. I got the
You got the
RB1
cuff. So like, yeah.
what
so
if they
that's
both
good.
get hurt?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Like you know
Fuck
Dalvin. You know Dalvin's out for a couple of weeks at least coming up here. I like the trade change. I like the trade picks. Dom got like trading like a fourth and getting a seventh. I think is pretty good essentially, and then upgrading a 10th to an 8th. It's not bad. Looking at Dono's side, I feel like everyone other than David Johnson's on a kind of mediocre offense right now. David Johnson, I feel like he's already hit his ceiling in week 1, getting like about 20 points. I don't see him really getting more than that. He's old. I would not want to keep him. I like Ekeler. I love Terry. I really don't know much about the San Francisco wide receiver, so I won't comment on it. And then you got a 4th and a 10th, so I think it's pretty good on both sides. Yeah, and what everyone else said.
There's like so much. Dono and I were
Yeah.
talking about it after this, and there's so much going on in this trade that
Yeah.
it's like almost impossible. To
Yeah, I'm
evaluate.
overwhelmed.
It's
I
so
can't,
much.
I can't make up my mind.
Dono was like, I haven't heard any thoughts. I was like, it's been easy to save them because it's like I have
There's so
I've had to
much.
spend hours thinking about this.
Yeah, that's all I have though.
It was definitely a lot to process at first. I was like, the fuck? Like, how many pieces do I got to think about here to see who actually won this? But I don't know. We won't really know who won until, Dalvin goes down and see what those draft picks are.
You guys are motherfuckers.
But at least Madison's actually valuable, whereas like everyone behind Saquon is just a wasteland.
It's true.
Don't worry, they're on my bench.
Yeah.
They have a home.
But yeah, I think definitely Dom got the best 2 pieces. I think Dalvin's the best piece. I think Keenan's the best receiver of the bunch. You guys say he's old, but like he's getting the volume, he's getting it
Yeah,
done.
I
I mean,
Keenan.
he's 28. That's not that old,
I mean, if I just keep him for 2 years, it's worth.
Not old at all, yeah.
I
if he's
disagree.
like,
I think
what, he got, like,
19
targets or
McLaurin is the
Yeah,
best
he did.
receiver. It was one game.
I think
Like,
McLaurin's the
that
best
was one
I mean,
game.
one thing we know about Herbie is
Right
that
time
he
value.
likes to sling.
Herbie just throws it to the best guy out there. But what if they draft someone that's better? But, he's good.
Best receiver in the trade
every
was
year.
was
I mean,
McLaurin.
everyone loses their job
Easy.
every year in the draft. That's but yeah, we'll see what the 4th round looks like next year too. I don't know. I'm guessing it's gonna be drafted a rookie. Like you're gonna get
Probably,
like the Clemson running back or LSU receiver or something. I don't know, dude. Like we'll see who everyone keeps. I would think that probably with 6 keeps that like the first few rounds are gonna have just a lot of keeps in there because they're not gonna be worth letting go for someone to scoop.
Exactly.
Oh,
You
and it's
don't want to
also
let that value go because then someone's gonna get that
doesn't-
value.
Doesn't that make a 4th round pick really good?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that'll give you basically the top choice of like the rookies is
Yeah.
what I'm thinking. And
it's
that's
going to
not
be
bad.
a lot
I
of
mean,
looking
The
at
way I-
what I think people are going to
Yeah.
do. And I mean, I have Chark and I have McLaurin in the 4th round. So if I don't think there's going to be good value, that's 2 young receivers that are super promising. They'll be on my team for a long time. So it's really, like we were saying about the Saquon thing, it's about options. And, Dom is going for 6 people that he's putting all his eggs into. I'm putting my team into, I'm probably going to have 9 people that are going to be worth keeping.
Okay, whoa,
And,
whoa, whoa.
I'll
I
make my
definitely
choice.
have 9 people.
Oh, well.
oh,
got like-
shot.
I've got
You
like
could have
15.
9 keeps.
I'm just saying my top 6 are fucking keepers. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm starting to
Like,
gear
lock 'em in.
toward having 6
Lock 'em in.
keepable players, and if everyone else is a fucking wasteland, I don't care. That's
That's a
As long as
decision
I
to
got
make when
6.
you're not in the contest anymore.
And for the record, I think Keenan's a top 12 wide receiver the rest of the year.
I mean, I can
I
see
don't.
that.
Oh.
That's why I
That's
traded.
reasonable.
Put money on that.
Yeah, that's like a ceiling.
Put some money on that.
I mean, I bet that he's
I
better.
mean,
than
dude, he
Terry.
did get 19 targets.
Oh, I bet he's better than Terry.
Yeah, I bet
So he gets
Terry
19 targets in
Aiyuk
1 week, and everyone's lining up to suck his cock.
He
Like,
only
what
he
are we talking-
realistically only has to survive like 1 week with Tyrod before they just bench Tyrod. Like they'll give him just one
Yeah.
game, right?
Edelman had like 180, Edelman had 180 yards like 2 weeks ago, and I put him in my starting lineup. Like, oh, maybe he'll save me against Dom. Guess what? He didn't.
Nah, dude.
Like
That's
it's a very
Patriots
ebb and
offense.
flow.
But how many
That's the
targets did he
Patriots
have?
offense. You never know what the Patriots offense is gonna do.
Edelman get he had a lot.
Yeah, the Patriots offense is like
Kirby is
it's
gonna
a pick
throw
on
his
pick
best
random
players.
players.
Also,
Kirby's
either
gonna-
way, the only person I would have wanted in my running back core for Dalvin would have been Eckler, and I don't want Keenan and Eckler.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true. That's true.
I wouldn't want both
Nice.
either.
Oh shit! What up, Jess?
Jets.
Jess.
Welcome to court.
Oh, there he goes.
And he's out.
He's out of court. Brief court appearance. Do we?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think the trade could come down to how good that 4th round pick was going to be, but it's just different for Dono because of his keeper situation. It was just playing the situation. I mean, he wasn't.
I think it remains to be seen
Both
because
teams
you
got
see all
better.
these
Good
people
trade.
with
And it's too big
First,
to like
second-
move one straight away.
3rd round.
We'll see.
With 10 people, each keeping 6, and in the league where probably there's going to be a decent amount of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round keepers, I'm going to have a pick in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round now. And I can keep potentially 2 people in the 4th.
Yeah, but you have to
Oh.
think. You have to think.
Why'd you do that,
60 of the top 80 players roughly are going to be kept. Like that's.
I think it'll be
that's
fine.
My fake number. That's my fake number. So
Good
like
number.
when
I mean, you looked at the top 30 last year, and who was still there? The wide receiver 1, the wide receiver 2,
Like CEH.
wide receiver 3.
Yeah, but this is double the keepers.
See,
Yeah, it's double.
every
And
year
people aren't gonna
it's
give
double,
up
but
their
every
keepers.
year,
Just rookies.
yeah, I gave up. Jake.
Didn't mean to actually.
I gave
jump
up
in,
my
sorry.
top running back again because I know that next year I can get a highly touted rookie running back and roll the dice. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I
you
could
just
do
have
that
to
with
load
my
up on
first 2
rookies.
picks and be fine.
Yeah, that's the move.
That's fine because it's a dynasty draft. It's a dynasty startup. Like, why not get the value for these players now? And also, Dalvin to Eckler is pretty fine in my opinion because Eckler's a couple
Step down.
spots off him, and he's 10th round versus 3rd. So I don't know. I feel like there's a massive value calibration going on there.
Yeah, I love Eckler. I was just scared about how they're going to include Joe Kelly in the offense next year. And I know I'm just thinking about next year because that's what I'm doing. But they had no problem giving Josh Kelly 25 touches. So I was like, well, sounds like it's going to be somewhat of a
I'm gonna
split.
just hop in here and hold court.
Who knows?
In half
Oh
PPR,
shit, is that Kirk?
you're going to see Eckler having
What's
a
up,
good
Kirk?
share on the field. He's going to be on the field all the time, especially in the shitty offense. So really, it's going to be. I personally think I came away with more.
think
Obviously,
so,
you
too.
got the best player. I think that Keenan Allen is not as good as maybe the other people here, but ready to suck his cock when he gets 19 targets from a rookie.
Oh, I love the 19 targets.
Something.
So
And
good.
I'm no dynasty, fucking savant, and I don't think any of us in here are. I don't think any of us have been involved in like a real dynasty league. So I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I just read a few articles about strategy and dynasty, and it's just they tend to say focus on 3 years, like 3 years as much as you can muster. So I still felt that Keenan had 3-year value, and like looking at Terry, who might play for 10 years, is like I would just never plan for a player that long, like besides maybe a quarterback that that actually has that longevity.
Like Alec with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Not be Burrow.
Looking at the way Burrow got hit, I don't know if he'll last 10 years.
Yeah.
That poor man.
You were just trying to trade for him yesterday.
Didn't I?
Send the meme.
Value.
All right, I gotta go because
All
I
right.
gotta go.
Yeah, good session, boys.
Good session.
Yeah. See you, Dom. Good trade.
And,
Bye, Dom.
I think it was a great trade for both sides.
I like it. I like seeing blockbusters.
I think
That was hilarious.
that Alec, you need to realize that I sent messages to you. I was talking with Ked, and I was
You
talking
still
with
sent the
Lucas.
message.
Yeah.
You specifically said
How long
looking
was
to
our
trade
conversation?
Burrow, and I said no.
And Ked
Funny part is that you said no.
filling in for Lucas. I think Lucas's decision
Oh, yeah.
was he likes Dono's side better because of the 4th round pick.
Yeah, he does. I think he does.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
Quentin also preferred my side. I feel like
Oh.
we should say that. I have a majority hive, so I think that means I win.
Alrighty.
That's the way
I
this
gotta go.
league works.
Peace
I'll
out.
talk to you guys.
See you, Dom.
All right,
Drive
peace out,
safe.
Dom.
Adios.
See ya.
Yeah, now that Dom's gone, I totally raped him. It was like devoid of value for him. Like utterly, Dalvin's gonna go down this week, and I'm just gonna be laughing.
Clearly,
just
dude,
like I
you
go
clearly
down
have
this
some insider
Yeah,
knowledge.
I know.